I just need to talk to you for a brief minute about how I'm being human trafficked by some judges and the King County prosecutor over here in Seattle, Washington. There's a human trafficking ring of people, of judges and lawyers that don't serve you and get an advantage. And this is what they have to do. They have to electronically serve you. I've never been served by anybody to get this information to me on any court hearing since 2021. The year is 2024, almost 2025. And the prosecutor, the judge, and public defender, they hold hearings without me being there. They never serve me. And so this is a class action case that I've been telling people about. This is very serious and real. I guarantee you that if you're losing your home, you're in foreclosure, your children are in schools illegally, your foreclosures are illegal, and these are the case numbers for you to stop your foreclosure. Believe this. But this main case right here is the one that they never served me any papers. They hold court hearings. I just got out of jail on the 24th of October. They claimed that I had missed a court hearing. I never got served any papers. This is my second time being arrested. This attorney that works for Scrap, he's a public defender. He's helping this Joanna Bender and the King County prosecutor to maintain a bogus case against me without any kind of never being arrested in the case or anything. And so they have a cold human trafficking ring to make you think that they are underneath the real government. But I'm a Republican from the Republican form of government. I am not a Democrat, and nor is anybody else, if they want to know the truth. And these are the first presidents of the 1776 government before he stole everything and killed us and took the bag. But we're going to fix that. So my whole issue is that this guy here destroyed my people. And my job is to correct this and put our flag back up on top of the White House. This is our flag. It goes on top of the White House alongside with the cherry tree flag that George Washington chopped down. But we're going to get around to that. This is what their job is, to make sure that we don't know who we are. And so if you read this, give yourself time. This is what this case is about. And I'm going to show you that what I'm talking about is really worse than, oh man, I don't even know how to even tell you. The January 6th Trump deal that everybody came up on the White House and demanded that they have their justice. Well, this case here is about, it's even worse than that. It's worse than Watergate. It's worse than anything you can know. But I'd like to tell you about this here case here. It's about more. Let me explain this to you, because you would have to know what I'm talking about in order for you to understand me. This is the Iroquois Constitution. It says, before revolutionary patriots put pen to paper to draft the U.S. Constitution in 1787, it says colonial leaders such as Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin studied other systems of government, including an example flourishing close to home, that's the Iroquois Confederacy. And so when you parse this information and you say, well, where is close to home for these guys? Does anybody know out there where it's close to home for the Thomas Jefferson them? So it says this political group had what Jefferson and Franklin were searching for: a constitution infused with the basic principles of democracy and federalism. The Iroquois Confederacy, also known as the League of Five Nations, was a union of the Senecas, Cayugas, Onondagas, Oneidas, and Mohawks. The Tuscaroras joined later. And around 1500, so the legend goes, a Mohawk visionary named Conowita convinced the nations to unite in order to establish peace and to protect life, liberty, and property. Thanks to the Constitution they created, the Confederacy became a formidable power. By 1750, it numbered about 15,000 people. The Iroquois hunters and warriors ranged over 1 million square miles. That's how much land we own. And so I'll show you. This is what I mean about our land. Show you how much land we own. Watch this.
From an aircraft shows dozens of well-formed pyramids somewhere in a restricted area of Antarctica. The footage is said to have been recorded near the end of the 1800s by an Army pilot whose identity was never disclosed.
We have land all over the planet, and they hid it from our people. And in order for us to make sense of everything, we have to know what our Constitution is and know what we're talking about. So let me cut this off real quick, and I can get to talk to you. So as you can see, you'll see they're talking about John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson in this document. This is a treaty of peace and friendship of Morocco with Morocco. This is Morocco here where you live. You might think it's the United States, but it's not the United States. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to the back of this treaty that they signed with the Moors. And I'm going to make this quick so that way you can understand that what they've been telling you all the time is a lie. It says here, in testimony whereof we have signed the same with our names and seals at the places of our respective residence and at the date expressed under our signatures respectively. These people are from London and Paris. These are the United States citizens. Watch what I'm saying. Nobody here is a United States citizen at all. Nobody. Everybody's been bamboozled to believe that they're United States citizens. Watch this. It says, if a citizen of the United States shall kill or wound a Moor, or on the contrary, if a Moor shall kill or wound a citizen of the United States, the law of the country shall take place and equal justice shall be rendered, the counsel assisting at the trial, and if any delinquent shall make his escape, the counsel shall not be answerable for him in any manner whatever. And so when we're talking about court, our court is the Royal Court of Morocco. These courts are not our courts. This is what it says about the United States citizen. It says, if an American citizen shall die in our country and no will shall appear, the council shall take possession of his effects. And if there shall be no council, the effects shall be deposited in the hands of some person worthy of trust until the party shall appear who has a right to demand them. But if the heir to the person deceased be present, the property shall be delivered to him without interruption, semicolon, and if a will shall appear, the property shall descend agreeable to that will as soon as the council shall declare the validity thereof. Only counselors here are Moors. Let me explain this to you. So these people who come here to our country, they 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 have to do they have to come here with a will. They had the first rights to travel, and this document is a document of protection for them. And it was about them doing commerce with the Moors. It says the commerce with the United States, which is owned by the Moors, shall be on the same footing as is the commerce with Spain, that would be Moorish Spain, or is that with the most favored nation for the time being. And their citizens, which is not Moors, but the French and the British, London, people from London, England, shall be respected and esteemed to have full liberty to pass and repass our country and our seaports whenever they please without interruption. That's because they were doing trade, and when they came here, they were supposed to just come here and do commerce and leave, not to stay here and do attend schools or anything. And so what's happened is that the people here, like this part here is more about the veterans. This is my cousin Charles Hawthorne. This is my cousin John Hilton Sr. You can see his decorations on his patches. And this is his son, John Hilton Jr. I know his whole family can pick you off from 2 miles away. All of them had guns when I seen them growing up. These guys are sharp. But I don't want to talk long. You've been lied to about everything, and everything is about to come to fruition. When they talk about this country being the United States of America, we're the ones that created the United States of America, and it will show you right here. It says the strength of 5 arrows. The Iroquois Constitution survives as a brilliant American political and literary work filled with rich symbolism. The Kanawita had envisioned a huge evergreen tree of peace whose spreading roots represented the 5 nations of the Haudenosaunee or Iroquois. After unification of the nations, a symbolic tree was planted. An eagle atop the tree of peace, clutching 5 arrows, symbolizes the Iroquois Confederacy. And it's the image we see pictured on the back of the U.S. quarter. In 1988, to mark the bicentennial of the U.S. Constitution, Congress passed a joint resolution stated that the Confederation of the original 13 colonies, which we defeated and turned it in, the original 13 colonies into one republic, which I am a Republican, was influenced by the political system developed by the Iroquois Confederacy, as were many of the democratic principles which were incorporated into the Constitution itself. They couldn't incorporate any Constitution. It was an overthrow, and that's why you have that Constitution over this Constitution. This is the real Constitution. Like 5 arrows bound together, the Iroquois political and literary legacy is entwined forever with the ideals that continue to shape American life. So when they talk about this land, like I told you, I'm a leader. You can see here it talks about leaders, but I'm going to talk to you about the womb of the women and the clans. It says the lineal descent of the people of the 5 nations shall run in the female line. Women shall be considered the progenitors of the nations, or in other words, they created the nation. They shall own the land and the soil. Men and women shall follow the status of the mother. Our mothers, or the women, are the ones who own this land and rule this land. The women here defeated the 13 colonies from their decision making of their political work. So when we're talking about who's who and what's what on this land. Nobody owns this land, not a Native American. Only the Moorish Americans own this land. We're the ones that established the whole government here, both sides of the earth. These are the lands of the pharaohs. And my job is to return the pharaoh's ink pen of Turtle Island. This ink pen belongs to me. So I just wanted to talk to y'all briefly about being bamboozled. Nobody here is a United States citizen. You've been lied to, and the only way for you to connect back to who you are is to know how to read this treaty. This treaty is about us being friends forever. But the people who stole everything from us is the French and or France, and they won't tell their people in France that they're the United States citizens and not the people here. So let's look at 16. This is what they're doing to me, and they're trying to kill me as well. It says, in case of a war between the parties, the prisoners are not to be made slaves, but they're making us slaves. This is our people dictating this information. But to be exchanged one for another, captain for captain, officer for officer, and one private man for another. And if there shall prove a deficiency on either side, it shall be made up by the payment of 100 Mexican dollars for each person wanting. We don't have prisoners of war. It's these lawyers and judges who are holding the prisoners of war and making a living off of everyone. That's why we all come to them and we get raped and pillaged by them, but they have no jurisdiction over anybody. It's only the Moors who have jurisdiction over this million miles square. Okay? And it is agreed that all prisoners shall be exchanged in 12 months from the time of their being taken, and that this exchange may be effected by a merchant or any person authorized by either of the parties. I am authorized to do this, and you are authorized, Morse. You're failing on your job. And the ancestors left us order. This is order. The Iroquois Constitution is order. We are out of order all over the planet. And this document has been hidden by Obama. He was the last one to sign this treaty, which he knows that the people here are slaves to the French people or the French government and the king or king of England. And so my job is to put this flag back with this flag. And all of you vets know what this means. We are in distress or in danger when the flag is upside down. Please wake up. Let me show you what I mean. Please wake up. Okay. This guy here is a sellout. He's not from here. His mother is European. He's African. All Europeans are from Africa. You know Jaguar Wright. She spits the knowledge about what's going on. This is Antigua Barbuda Prime Minister, and he's the Minister of Finance, and he's also one of my relatives. I've seen him talk at the United Nations, and he was talking about how they need money, but he doesn't really understand that he owns the White House. He's a Moor, and they've been tricked out of everything just like everybody else. I believe Vladimir Putin is a United States citizen because he's on that side, and he revealed this picture here when he opened up the vault. And so anybody on that side is probably a United States citizen, but because of what they've done to us to make everybody think that we're the United States citizen, they have to they won't tell the truth. And it's all about all of the governments, and it's like the G20 and stuff like that. All these G20s, they have all those 20 ink pens belongs to the Moors. the Iroquois Confederation. We own the whole earth. There's nothing here that we don't own. And the people that's claiming the land and stuff, my job is to take the land back. And also this guy here, his job is to straighten everything up, but he's working for the enemy. He's a Moor. He owns the land. He's not a United States citizen. He's actually the landowner. You've seen where he's part of the clans, but the clans are asleep. My job is to wake up the clans. Okay? And so our clans have been put to sleep for a long time since George Washington put us to sleep. He killed us. My job is to wake us up. I'm going to get back on here more often. I have a lot more to show you, but you need to look at these documents that I'm preparing for you in order for you to know you're at war. See, the Pope, you would have to read this right here to know that this is read in Congress. And this is why everybody's having trouble, because the Pope in this secret treaty with, you can see right here, it talks about France. France and the Pope and them, they paid France 20 million francs, or they paid 20 million francs every year to France to ensure that's how they got rid of Spain, you see. And so when you read this, you will see what they've done to the world. Please read it. Take your time, pause um, this information so you can read it. And then you can download it you can find this part right here. This is the best one. And it's a whole lot to it. And you can see where you can see France is involved in this, Austria, and you can see Russia was involved in this whole program to take over the world along with the Pope. So this is an organized gang you think is all cool, but they're really the church that's really doing this to the world. Wherever you see a Catholic church, that's the land that the Pope stole. Please read this. I'll do my best to hold it still and get it in lined up. I have a lot to say. This is a United States citizen. He's the landowner. Or was anyway. I'm the landowner. Nobody here owns this land. Our land has never been for sale. My job is to put the land back in the women's hands and rule this earth again as required, because we are out of order. And so when you know about the Boom Tally Posse, this is my band I played with. Yeah, is it love or too much tribulation? It's too much tribulation. Yeah. Anyway, all the people who were waking up to what I'm talking about, please wake up. Please know that you've been lied to. All of the veterans, you get treated bad because you work for the Pope. You work for the Pope. You think you are working for this government. This fake government doesn't even have a constitution, but they tell you, oh, you're a United States citizen and you take an oath to uphold some kind of fake government all the time. They stole our government. We own the White House. Our job is to take it back. We own it. Islam pharaohs, that's who you are. Moorish Americans are pharaohs through our bloodline. Alrighty? I have more to say, but I'll get online basically from here every day because these people are trying to human traffic me as well as kill me, cousins. Islam, I love you all. All people around the world, wake up. They lied to the world. The French people and the people from London, you guys are the United States citizens and not the people here. The people that are here have no flag. They have no flag, a banner, nothing. They don't have this at all. They have no land. My job is to reclaim all titles to all houses, all deeds, and my children are to reclaim instead of attending these phony schools, these prisoner of war schools. Our jobs are to take back all houses and everything, and including the government, and surround these judges and lawyers. They're the ones that's the slave masters. I can show you some stuff in these books, but I don't want to be on here long because people's attention spans are not that great. But I'll do that part later. Okay, in here it shows you about this fake constitution, and my job is to be able to break it down with the people of the world that's going to school or attending schools, and all the time they can't attend schools. They're not British. The British people can't live here, but everybody's. Even the Moors are calling themselves citizens. We're not citizens. We're the landowners. Wake up, family. They're trying to lock me up and put me down here with Jeff Fort and Larry Hoover and them. That's what they're trying to do. They can't get me like that. They're trying to put me right down there with them. But I'm too sharp. This case that they got me on, they never served me on, is about Empress Light to Jury Bay. When I had that hearing, they tried to say that I threatened or intimidated the judge. That's what this case is about, where they won't serve me. I never threatened or intimidated anyone. I don't do that. But anyway, family, all Moors around the world, I love you. Islam, we're not part and parcel to the fake U.S. Constitution. None of that. We're not United States citizens. We are the Pharaoh's children forever. Islam, we own the whole world. Peace and love.